Live from the KWQC Broadcast Center in downtown Davenport with Morgan Otier and Kyle Keel. This is Quad Cities Live.
Today on QCL, it's the start of Chick Days at Blain's Farm and Fleet. We'll learn how to care for these little creatures and the benefits of raising them. Sampling wine from across the world and food from local restaurants, all while raising money for college students. The St. Ambrose Wine Festival kicks off next month, and we have a preview. And the odds of you becoming a millionaire just got a little better with Iowa Lottery's new national draw game, Millionaire for Life. We'll learn how it works and how you can play to win coming up. And speaking of winning, we'll have our wins of the week, which includes beanbag chairs. Hey, you remember those as a kid? That's coming up. Welcome to Quad Cities Live. I'm Kyle Keel. My co-host Morgan Otier is off. Well, it's time to raise a glass to a quarter of a century of meaningful impact for St. Ambrose University. The 2026 St. Ambrose Wine Festival marks 25 years of supporting students and raising much-needed scholarship dollars to help students reach their goals and ambitions. Joining us to talk more about the three events for this year's festival are Kristen Vito. She is the Associate Director of Alumni Engagement and Special Events at SAU, and Campus Executive Chef Jose Upegui. Thank you both for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
So you've got a nice four-course meal that you're going to share with us, Chef Jose. So we'll talk about that in just a moment. But Kristen, I mean, obviously this is not only about the wine and the food, but I mean, the big thing is it's all about the scholarships. I mean, 25 years is a big deal.
It's a big deal. We've raised over $2 million in the 25 years.
$2 million,
yes.
Wow.
So this is a great momentous year for us, and so we're looking forward to the 25th anniversary.
Yeah, talk about making a difference in students' lives.
Yeah, so 99% of our students receive some type of scholarship at St. Ambrose, so this money is definitely going to great use for us. So.
Yeah, and as we mentioned, it all starts next month. You've got one coming up in March, April, and May. So the first one is the wine at the warehouse.
Right.
That's coming up, and that warehouse gets packed.
It gets packed. It's our first event of the three-part series, and it's down at Dimitri's Wine and Spirits Warehouse, downtown Davenport.
All right, so that's going to be happening on March 7th there from 4 to 6 p.m. So this is kind of a social event, but obviously this is a big fundraiser. So how do you make your money here?
Sure, so this is a casual event, so people pay the $60 to get in, and they get to sample over 100 wines from around the world. 100
wines.
100
wow.
wines, and then we have 10 different food vendors from local restaurants that are serving just bite-sized appetizers throughout the night. So it's a 2-hour event, and it's very casual. It's a really fun background being in the warehouse.
Yeah.
And so they can kind of see all the different palettes of wine that Dimitri has down there. And it's a great way just to kind of connect with the community and just raise great money for our students.
Yeah, a good social event and a good way to raise the funds. And then we've got the preview dinner. That's the big preview dinner that's going to be happening in April.
Yes. So the preview dinner is probably our biggest and the event that raises the most money for the three-part series. It's a 4-course meal that we have. You do have to get your tickets in advance for that event. We do have a live auction and a silent auction as part of that evening event.
All right, well, I can see how this raises the funds for sure. So Chef Jose, you are cooking up a special 4-course meal. So you brought a couple of the dishes that you're going to be cooking up that day.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to start with the main course of the evening.
Okay.
So we have a seared tenderloin that was cooked in tallow in its own fat. We have morel mushroom jus and demi-glace that goes over the top. So again, this is a really seasonal take on everything. Everything on the menu is hyper seasonal.
Okay.
So again, with the mushroom demi, we have leeks that are crispied and made just a little bit of crunch on there. And then we have potatoes mousseline, which is just a fancy word for really smooth, tasty, buttery mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes, all right.
Exactly. That has charred ramps in it, which is like a type of wild garlic.
Okay.
As well as roasted garlic, and then some hyper-local microgreens that we grow on campus, actually.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm going to plate up our crudo course for the evening. So crudo does mean raw in Italian, but this isn't necessarily raw fish. It is cured. So it is a butterfly pea cured salmon. So butterfly pea is very similar to hibiscus, but it gives it a nice indigo color. And then right here, we're going to paint the plate with a little bit of actual hibiscus aguachile, which is Mexican chili water. Right, but we've reduced that down a little bit to give it a nice little schmear.
Flavorful.
Yes, so it's not necessarily spicy, but the brightness plays off really well
It's all about the look of the plate as well.
Yeah, so lots of different colors as well. Yeah, because you do eat with your eyes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. And with this 4-course meal as well, you're going to get paired some wine with it.
Yes, correct.
It's all about the wine.
It's all about the wine.
Yeah.
In years past, for the last 25 years, we did have a featured vintner.
Okay.
For the 25th anniversary, we decided to try something new, and we're bringing back 4 different wines that we've had throughout the 25 years. So just kind of a great way to do that.
Yeah.
So the first one, if you'd like to try the red.
Absolutely.
So the first one here is our Miro, and it's a Petite Syrah, and this will be served with our dessert that evening. And Miro was actually with us last year.
Oh, very good.
That's very good.
So what kind of dessert is this going to be paired with?
So I'll let Jose talk about the dessert.
Okay.
So we've got 2 desserts. We've got a angel food cake lemon mousse. And then we also have a dark chocolate torte with a sesame brittle and an espresso chocolate sauce on it.
Oh, both of those.
So one would be more of a palate cleanser, and then the other one more paired with the wine if you enjoy that.
Little science to go along with this, along with the pairings as well. So what's this green sauce that you're putting on top of this?
So I brushed the top of the salmon with an blood orange alio sacrum, which is a olive oil made with blood oranges, and then just a little bit of green oil, again herbs that we grow on campus. That little herbaceousness will cut through all of that acid and fat on there. And then again, very simple plate.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab a fork here so I can give it a little try. Actually, I was telling Kristen, I'm not much of a salmon guy, but I tried some salmon this morning at a shoot you'll see next month here on QCL, and it was very, very good. So maybe I'm becoming a salmon person, but ooh, it's very good. I like that spice. You get a little bit of that spice from that.
Thank you.
So is this the wine that goes with it?
Then that'll be the white wine that'll go with it.
Awesome. So while I taste this wine, let's talk about the actual wine tasting that happens on campus coming up in May.
Yes. So
kind of rounds everything out.
Yes. Our final event of the series is our wine tasting, wine festival event on May 16th. It's under the Oaks on the St. Ambrose campus, and it's the start of kind of the summer kind of kicking off. Right.
Yeah.
Graduation happens that same day, so it's a great way just to gather underneath, have another 120 wines, and local restaurants as well. And so it's really for anyone that's a wine connoisseur or someone that's just trying to get into the different kinds of wines.
I will say the older I get, the more I feel like I'm becoming a wine connoisseur. I don't know much about them, but this might be a good event where you can actually learn about some of the wines that are out there and available.
Yes, and the people that are pouring the wine, we also have a booklet. They can look and see what they like. They can take a picture of their favorite wine, and all the vintners there, they really explain what to pair it with, and where you can buy it and things like that.
Yeah, and before we let you go, we got to mention that there are some collectibles that you can buy as well to support these students. These are little wine corks to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the St. Ambrose Wine Festival.
That is correct. So we'll have those for sale at the Wine at the Warehouse. They'll be $10 a piece. And again, all money raised goes to scholarships.
Yeah, more than $2 million raised over the last 25 years. That is incredible. Well, the St. Ambrose Wine Festival does kick off Saturday, March 7th with the Wine at the Warehouse. You can attend the preview dinner on April 11th. And don't forget about the Wine Tasting Festival happening May 16th on the campus of St. Ambrose University. Tickets are available at the door for Wine at the Warehouse as well as the wine tasting, but as Kristen mentioned, the preview dinner, you do have to purchase those tickets in advance, and you can do that at the website on your screen. That's sau.edu/winefest. Kristen and Chef Jose, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
And have a lot of fun and raise money for those students.
Thank you very much.
All right, we appreciate it. Well, next on Quad Cities Live, if you've ever wanted to become a millionaire, well, your odds are a little better with the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life campaign. We'll learn how to play coming up.
Quad Cities Live continues.
Well, if you have ever dreamed of becoming a millionaire, there is a new national draw game through the Iowa Lottery that gives you a chance to do just that. It's called Millionaire for Life, a chance for you to win $1 million every year for life with other chances at daily winnings. Sounds good to me. Iowa Lottery CEO Matt Strawn is joining us now with details on the new game. Matt, thank you so much for joining us today.
Hey, great to be here. And who hasn't thought about winning $1 million, right?
You know what, Matt? I think about it every single day. It would be so nice,
especially
right?
going into the weekend.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So this Millionaire for Life campaign, or this new game, it launched earlier this week on Sunday, I believe the 22nd. So tell us a little bit more about how this game works.
Yeah, absolutely. So you said it best. The top prize is $1 million a year for life. a great secondary prize, actually, of $100,000 a year for life. You can't beat it. 58 numbers, pick 5 of those 58, and then there's a millionaire ball, 0 to 5. Pick 1 of those balls, match all 6, and we're going to have a heck of a party here at Lottery Headquarters celebrating your Millionaire for Life win. And it's got great odds, better odds than the old Lucky for Life game, better prizes. So we're just excited to bring this to market.
Yeah, let's talk about those odds because, you know, we hear all the time that the odds of getting struck by lightning are a little bit better than winning the lottery. But like you said, you have a little bit of a better chance to win the lottery compared to other national lotto draws.
Yeah, that's exactly right. In fact, you have better odds of getting struck by lightning twice than by winning the 1 in 292 million Powerball jackpot.
Yeah. Wow.
So let's compare that. You could win this one a couple times over. It's only 1 in 22 million to win that $1 million a year for life top prize. And there are 9 different prizes throughout the prize structure of this game. So we listened to our players who said, we want better odds at higher, more exciting prizes. So this is the first national lotto game the Iowa Lottery has brought to market in over a decade, and I think it delivers what our players are looking for. And it's a daily draw game, too, which is a little bit different than that Powerball or Mega Millions.
Yeah, sure. So you have a chance to win every single day, and it's, like you said, that there are some smaller prizes with it as well.
Absolutely. It starts at $8, goes up to that $1 million a year for life. But that second prize, don't sleep on that, $100,000 a year for life. It's one of the strongest second prizes we have in any of the lotto games in the lottery's entire portfolio.
Yeah, we want to stress that this game is only available in Iowa, but if you live in Illinois, as long as you purchase a ticket from Iowa, you can still win, right?
Yep, absolutely. Just hop across the border to any one of our great 2,500 retailers. Iowa is one of 31 states that are part of this national game launch. This game launched on Sunday. The sales cutoff time is 9 o'clock Central Time every night, with that drawing at 10:15.
All right, so you still got a few hours to get to the convenience store to get that ticket. So we see above your head there in the background, it says become a Millionaire. So tell us exactly what it is about being a Millionaire. How do we become one?
Yeah, you know what's great? You could win that $1 million a year top prize, but there are so many great ways to win with the Iowa Lottery. We came up with the concept of you can become a Millionaire. That Millionaire experience could be winning $5 on a scratch ticket that says, you know what? I will upcharge for a little guac on my burrito at lunch. Or maybe it's that $20 prize in a scratch game where, okay, I'll grab a couple beers for my buddies the next time we're out. There's so many different ways to win with the Iowa Lottery. So we thought we'd have a little bit of fun making up a new word with Millionaire. But plenty of ways to win. And, of course, it's those good causes in Iowa that win when you play the lottery responsibly as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, those $5 wins can go a long way. They can be a nice little mood booster for you. So, as we mentioned, the drawings for Millionaire for Life are held daily, and you can purchase your tickets in Iowa. For more information on this new game, you can visit the Iowa Lottery's website on your screen. We also will post a link on our website, kwqc.com. Just click on Quad Cities Live, and be sure to follow the Iowa Lottery on social media as well. We've got the links for Facebook, Instagram, and X. Matt, we appreciate you joining us today to talk about this new game.
Great. Thanks for having me on. And VIP Club, free to join, Iowa Lottery mobile app.
All right. Good to know. Let's all become Millionaires.
I look forward to it. Thank you.
Thanks, Matt. Well, up next on QCL, Chick Days are back at Blain's Farm and Fleet. We'll talk about the best ways to raise these chickens and how you can learn more about them when we come back.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Spring is right around the corner, and Chick Days have returned to Blain's Farm and Fleet. If you've ever wanted to raise different types of poultry, now may be your chance. While it is an exciting experience for many, it can be a daunting task as baby chicks do require consistent care from day one. And joining us now is Chris Ramos from Blain's Farm and Fleet to walk us through the ordering process and all the tips you need to know if you are thinking of becoming a new chick owner. Chris, welcome back to the show. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me again, talking about Chick Days today.
Yeah, Chick Days. No toys today.
No
like
toys.
We usually have you on during the winter months. But let's talk about Chick Days because people get really excited about it this time of year.
Yeah, I mean, once spring hits, that's when it's sort of this call out to everyone. It's Chick Days times. You know, either build up your flock or start new, and that's what we're trying to educate everyone about today.
Yeah, so when is the right time for people to buy chickens?
Right now. Today is the first day of chick days, and for the next couple of months or so, once spring hits, it's just perfect weather outside. What you want to do is make sure you're acclimating them and eventually moving them into your outside coop.
Yeah.
But when they're little chicks right now, there's some specific key environmental awareness that we really want to make a good call out for everybody.
Yeah, and you know, I was at Blain's last year when this was going on, and I didn't really know it was a thing, but we were there for something, and my kids flocked over to the chicks and just watched them for like 10 minutes.
No pun intended.
You're right, exactly. Oh, you know what? I did no pun intended, but I like my choice of words there. So you mentioned that we want to make sure that we are taking good care, because it's not just like I'm going to buy a chicken and feed it and make sure, you know, it's got a place to live. You got to make sure you're taking proper care of the chick.
Right. So when the chicks first arrive, I mean, they're only chicks for about 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay.
Then they start growing into juvenile chicks.
Okay.
But when you first pick them up at Blain's Farm and Fleet, you want to make sure that you're focusing on really 3 main things.
Okay.
Food, which is great. We've got little chick feed.
Yep.
That's what you're going to feed them for quite some time.
Okay.
And it's just a really great way for them to find food while they're sort of searching and moving around.
Yeah.
Water, of course. Water feeders are very specific. It keeps a small amount of water in there because wet chicks can get cold very easily, and just it's very unhealthy for them.
Okay.
So the water feeders keep that water level for them, and then we also have little electrolytes that you can add to it to really hydrate them.
So the chicks have to have those electrolytes as well.
Yep, and the third thing is heat. They need to stay about 95 degrees for the first good month there. So you want to lower your degrees every week.
Oh, okay.
But right when you get them home, it should be about 95 degrees is what they need.
Yeah, which makes sense, because if you go and see these in Farm and Fleet, you notice the different heat lamps that are in each of the home areas.
Yeah, and in each one of our stores, we have 45 locations. Each one of our stores, there are quite a few employees that are very knowledgeable about chicks. And really, I would invite everyone to use them as a resource, have them tell you all about the different types of chicks, what they're going to grow up to do, what's the difference between Easter eggers and barred rocks. That's what our employees are there for. They're just really the source for you to have all of your questions.
So let's talk a little bit about the bedding for these chicks, because when you take these chicks home, you're going to get this little box here.
Yes.
And it's hard to see in it, but it's got a little bit of bedding in it.
Right, and the bedding is specific. This is pine shavings.
Okay.
You don't want to use newspaper, you don't want to use cedar, you want to use pine shavings. And that really is a great environment for them. You want to also make sure you're checking it every day. Get rid of the dirty ones, put some fresh bedding in. Want to make sure that that environment for them is everything they need to grow up healthy. Blain's Farm and Fleet really focuses on keeping your chicken journey a healthy, fun journey for the whole family. And that's why I like it. I mean, your kids can get involved. You know, you are really getting involved. They have different attitudes. The different chickens react different. You know, it's a lot of fun.
They have their own personality.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the ultimate fish tank here. You know, you want to make sure that you're raising this live animal is really relying on you, and they're just fun. And eventually, they'll give you some eggs.
Yeah, and I was just going to say, let's talk quickly about the benefits of raising chickens, because you don't always just do it for fun. There's actually some benefits.
Right. I mean, about 6 to 8 months after you get your chick, I almost said 6 to 7 months, but 6 to 8 months after you get your chick, you get eggs. So you really want to make sure that that they have their coop, that they feel comfortable, that they're laying eggs for you every week.
Yeah.
And you will supplement eggs from the store with your own chicks, which is really, really exciting.
Which, you know, I think we're all, you know, we just came off that lotto segment. We all could use $1 million, right? Because, you know, things are pricier these days, so I think we all are looking to save some money, so this could be a good way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, homesteading is super popular right now because it's a lot of fun. It's a family activity. It's meant for you to share with all your friends, have your relatives over, really, you know, take advantage of your backyard space and become a homesteader is really rewarding.
Yeah, well, you can certainly learn all about it at Farm and Fleet. Again, today is the start of Chick Days, and it will continue throughout the spring months at Blain's Farm and Fleet. There are multiple locations in our area, including Davenport, Moline, Geneseo, Muscatine, Clinton, and Sterling. For more info on Chick Days, as well as the locations of the Blains in our area, you can head to farmandfleet.com. Chris, as always, we appreciate you being on our show today.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. Well, up next on QCL, it is Friday, so we will be sharing our wins of the week, including time with family and latte flights. Jake Eastburn joins me after the break. Happy Friday, everyone. Love that music for us here for Wins of the Week. Jake Eastburn joining me once again today. Jake, you actually have a couple wins to share with us.
I do. So it was a pretty cool week last week. My sister was in town from Montana.
Yeah.
And we checked out one of my favorite coffee places, which is Caffeine and Carbs in Geneseo.
Oh.
And they do latte flights. And she's got like 20 some different drinks to choose from. And I found a new special that I liked, which was the raspberry cheesecake, which comes iced or hot, and it was so good.
Yum.
Not too much, not too sweet, you know, type thing. It was a great flavor balance.
So baklava.
Yeah, Kelly Wolf just does a fabulous job there. So shout out to her and her business. Catherine and I had a great time there.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and then our other one just this past weekend at National Guard got a new commander for our unit.
Oh, excellent.
First Lieutenant Johnson, and so we are celebrating that transition. And yeah, we did a cool ceremony in front of the whole unit, and just shout out for him and his new command time. So yeah, that was mine. What about you?
Yeah, and thank you all for your service as well. I know you continue to,
Thanks for your
work
support.
with the Guard. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, always. So my win of the week, a little bit smaller, but you know, we were talking at the top of the show, the beanbag chairs.
Yes.
You remember these as a kid?
Yes.
Yeah, so we got our kids one. Carson saw one at the store. It had Toy Story on it. And so we had to find one for the girls as well. So we go around the corner and we found Minnie Mouse. So Sabrina there on the left and Chandler on the right got their Minnie Mouse ones. They love this thing. They took it upstairs to their rooms and had us read their books while they sat in their chairs. So just a nice little treat for the little kiddos here this week. And it just kind of reminds me of the big, large beanbag. Not as fancy as these. It was just one of those round ones when I was little. But
I think they're kind of making a comeback online. You can order some big, you know, adult versions too. Used to jump on them like crazy as kids.
Absolutely.
You ever have one break open?
I was just going to say, and then the beads all over
everywhere.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thanks, Jake, and thank you for watching Quad Cities Live. Our next live broadcast is Monday at 3. Have a great weekend. Thanks for joining us.